Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Reach coming to you with the live continuous coverage of WWE Summerslam 2015, which the weekend is kicked off and in full effect. I'm making videos today talking about basically the response that I've gotten to my full show preview that I put up the other day, talking about the returns of Sting, Sheamus cashing in, what's going to happen with the WWE World Heavyweight / United States Championship match, Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. We're talking it all today. We're going, bell to bell, talking basically about everything. And one of the things that people keep, beating with a dead horse is who is going to run in during Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. It seems to be that nobody thinks this is going to be a fair fight. This is going to be a run-in fest with basically the likes of Sting coming in, setting up a match against Undertaker versus Sting at WrestleMania 32. Some people are thinking that Kane's going to return and extract revenge on Brock Lesnar for breaking his leg, which is going to set up Brock Lesnar versus Kane at Hell in the Cell. Basically, I'm with the main view on Kane these days. The least amount of Kane as I can get on WWE television is better off for me. Kane, much like Big Show, has had one hell of a career. These guys have seen it all. These guys have done it all. Of course, Kane came in to WWE as Isaac Yankem. He played Fake Diesel. One thing leads to another. He becomes Kane, debuting, coming in, taking out The Undertaker at the first Hell in the Cell match against Shawn Michaels. Honestly, I'm very surprised that the Kane character is still around in WWE today. Just like I said, Kane's done everything. He's worn the mask. He's taken the mask off. He's been basically a member of DX. He's put the mask back on and become a monster. He's taken the mask off and taken a corporate job inside of WWE as being like second in charge behind the Authority. The guy's done just about everything, and I'm not going to take anything away from Glenn Jacobs. Like I said, he is a Hall of Famer. WWE, Wrestling Observer, Pro Wrestling, whatever Hall of Fame you want to think of. He deserves to be in it because of how long he's made this character last. And, when used correctly, it could really work. But honestly, in my mind, I'm not really behind a return of Kane because I think I am too shocked by, the corporate slacks and the dress shoes, the no shirt, no mask, just... to me, corporate Kane is what killed the Kane character to the point where I think there is no returning. If you think about Big Show, when Big Show was doing the feud, even though it just seems so hokey and so stupid, where the Authority, had bought Big Show's house out of foreclosure because Big Show had made bad investments in his life, and Big Show was either going to have to do what Triple H wanted him to do, or was going to lose his house. And it went into this whole, Triple H telling Big Show to knock people out, and he was the muscle of the Authority, even though he really didn't want to. I really wanted to see Big Show versus Triple H, and I believe it was Big Show against Randy Orton at Survivor Series. The match went over so bad that Triple H was like, I don't want no part of this guy. And Big Show just became another guy out there on the roster and just bouncing back and forth. Sometimes he's babyface, sometimes he's heel. Even you're watching Monday Night Raw with him in this Intercontinental Championship thing, it seems like he is just babyface and heel with every sentence in his promo. It never really makes sense to the point of what's going on. But the rumor that is out there, people think that during Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar, it's going to be Kane making a run in, making sure that Undertaker gets his win. Undertaker would play the heel. Undertaker would keep this victory in his pocket until Brock Lesnar would be able to go for the rematch, getting us to the rubber match, you can say, breaking the tie of one win to one win, even though they don't want to bring up, 2002 and 2003. The Unforgiven show might have had no finish, but there was a finish at Hell in the Cell. There was a finish at the next year's Unforgiven. No, it was No Mercy, the Bikers Chain match, which Undertaker lost. Undertaker has never beaten Brock, and that's one thing that they've never really brought up because they don't want to talk about 2002 and 2003. I guess you can get some things out of Brock Lesnar if you do this Kane turn, because then you'd be able to do, Kane versus Brock at Night of Champions, Kane versus Brock at Hell in the Cell. This is the match that, has been rumored. Some people think that this match is going to happen, but I've always just sort of brushed it off. Like, we've never even seen, Sheamus versus Brock, Randy Orton versus Brock. These are matches that when Brock Lesnar came into WWE after 2000, I'm sorry, what year was that? Oh, whatever, after WrestleMania 28, when he came back and he had the match against Cena, and then people were dreaming up, where they could go from here. Nobody thought that he would do the feuds with Triple H and then CM Punk. And at that point, honestly, in my mind, I thought Brock was done. I thought that maybe this guy really had no drawing power. It just seems that they just, especially the Triple H feud, just really dried him up to the point where he just seemed like another guy. And even though he just wasn't around all that much, I didn't really think that he was going to do it. But, you have the guy beat Undertaker at WrestleMania 30, breaking the streak, and then you take him to Survivor Series, SummerSlam, where he beats John Cena, and then United Champions, he beats him again. He's on this huge run as being the champion, the guy who beat Undertaker, even though he just disappeared after Night of Champions all the way into the Royal Rumble. It's looked at as it's like this historic championship run, and I don't know if that's the guy that you want to be putting in the ring against Kane, but when WWE re-signed Brock Lesnar, we don't really know what the clauses that are in this contract. We don't know how many dates. It seems like he's already working more than he had worked in the past. Maybe they want Brock on more shows, that way making the WWE network better, because these pay-per-views that run in the fall, that WWE seems like they push some talent and they make these matches as good as they can be. But when you think about the shows that run throughout the fall that get us into November, December, before they turn the corner and make wrestling really fun with the Royal Rumble, how do you do that? And maybe getting Brock Lesnar on some of those shows is how you do it. So that's the rumor. Kane coming in and breaking this matchup. Honestly, in my opinion, I think that Undertaker and Brock are going to have a one-on-one showdown. I don't see Sting. I don't see Kane. I don't want anything like that to give anybody anything to groan about once it's all over. I want to see a real winner. If Taker's going to win, he's going to win. And if Brock's going to win, we'll see where that leads from there. Maybe this is Undertaker's last match. I'm not really playing it up that way, but we'll see what's in the future for these guys.